All right, so I'm going to be showing you sort of like a little guide on how to move your Xbox save or your Game Pass save to Steam for Lies of P. It's a little bit of a convoluted process, but I thought I might as well show it just because it's something I spent a while trying to figure out, and I thought I'd make life easier for everyone else out there. So basically, all you have to do is have the Xbox version of the game or the Game Pass version of the game and the Steam version of the game. Now, to get a hold of the Xbox files, it's a little bit more convoluted of a process. I'll pull up what it looks like in the actual Xbox files. This is what it looks like in the Xbox files. We're going to try and avoid this, touching this at all, because it looks gross. So you can go through and rename the necessary files within those files and move them all around, but it's hard to figure out which ones are which. So instead, we're going to be using this XGP save extractor. I'll try and relocate the GitHub link and I'll post it in the description. Basically what this does is when you run it, it'll create a zip file with all of the save data for any game that you have installed. So it should appear on a desktop, I think. Should appear somewhere. I don't actually know where it puts it. Is it in my downloads? Where the fuck does it put it? Does it put it in here? Oh yeah, so it puts it in wherever area that it's currently installed. So we're gonna close this. So wherever the actual exe is, it'll place the zip file in that same folder. Basically, what this does is it converts those like really messed up the really messed up, like convoluted Xbox saves into saves that Steam can easily read and makes life easier for you. So if you have a look in here, it's all just here. So you'll notice that there's a save 1 and 2. We're actually not going to use number 2 because I don't care about that save. But so basically how Lies of P arranges its saves is it's save data 1, character 1, and save data 1, character 2, and then save data 2, character 1, save data 2, character 2. So the save data 1, this represents the slot, and then this represents if it's the original or the backup. So there's two versions of each of these files, one that's original, one's at the backup. Now, we're going to pull up Steam, and we're going to open up the Lies of P like little window here. Go to our local files. We're going to go to Lies of P, saved games, and then this number, and you'll have all this in here. Now, I've already done all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, first things first, before we get into that. So this is our game file for Steam. So if you want to move your achievements over from Xbox, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go into this new file so you're going to want to extract this into its own folder. And then we're going to create two folders. We're going to have the Xbox control and the Steam control. So basically what these files are ones you do not change. You leave them as they are and do not change them. If you just want to overwrite existing saves with your Xbox ones and you don't care about your existing Steam saves, then it's a lot easier. But we're going to work under the assumption that you want to merge them together. So you have your Xbox control and your Steam control. These remain unchanged. These are basically your backups. So we don't change those. They remain the same. And the Steam control, you just copy and paste the files from your save game folder on Steam into here. As you can see, this is what it looks like when it's done here on the left. I've already done this last night. I'm teaching you how to do it again. Now, what we're going to do is, before we make any fuckery with the save files, I don't know if I covered this, but if you want to move your achievements over, literally go to your Xbox file, copy these two, and paste them in here, boot up the game, load up a character, and all your achievements will come through. That's all there is to it. But we won't worry about that right now. That's nice and easy. So if you copy the account 1 and 2 save from your Xbox to your Steam directory, it's going to overwrite the existing ones and will give you your achievements. I can show you actually. So if you have a look on here, last night I gained a lot of achievements. Oh wait. It's not. Oh, it's the bloody fucking. Okay. How do I even look at achievements on this particular? I've got one of those like plugins that. Oh yeah. See, look, all these unlocked August 4th, because of this method. So it works. Okay. Now that that's out of the way. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit convoluted. I'm gonna try and make this as simple as possible. So you have these two files, your Xbox and your Steam. Now what you're going to do is you're actually going to, once you've moved all your achievements over, if you just want to move the Xbox stuff over, all you have to do is create as many save files as you need for the amount of slots you're moving over. So if you have 3 Xbox Game Pass save files, just create 3 blank saves, move the contents of this folder over, and you're done. That's literally all there is to it. Move it over into the save games file. That's everything. But if you want to have Steam and Xbox, then things get a bit trickier. So, like I said before, it's divided into save data 1, character 1, save data 1, character 2, and save data 2, character 1, save data 2, character 2, etc., etc. So let's say, in this example, I want the Xbox character, which is my New Game Plus character, as my primary character. And I want the Steam one, which is around level 60, as my secondary character. What we're going to do is we're going to take these two, we're going to copy these, I'm going to paste them in here. Oh, wait. I fucked up. All right, Steam, we're going to copy. Don't cut, don't like delete, just copy. What the fuck is this? Video raw. What the fuck is this? I don't know why this was created. So, and then all we're going to do is rename them. So we're going to rename it to save data 2, character 1. And we're going to rename it to save data 2, character 2. And we're going to put these in our merge folder. So we're going to make this the number 2. And we're going to go to the Xbox one, grab the save data 1, save data 2, or save data 1, character 1, save data 1, character 2, copy, and paste. So these are the Xbox files, the save data 1. Save data 2 is the Steam files that I already had. Now, when you boot up the game, these are going to respect their individual slots. Once you just drag and drop this into Steam, so we copy that, paste it in, replace the files, it's just going to work now. The individual slots will represent the individual saves. However, visually they will not, because when you boot into Lies of P, what will happen is you'll load. So, for example, we'll boot up the New Game Plus save, and what's going to happen is that save is going to be displayed as the number 1 position. And then if we boot up on the second slot, we boot up the level 60 save. It's still going to be in the second slot, but it's going to display as the first one. So the first one's going to switch between the New Game Plus character or the level 60 character, depending on which one you played last. If you want to avoid this, I'm going to show you how now. You don't have to do this. The save slots will still work. The way it displays will be a bit funky. Save data 1 will always be the New Game Plus character. Save data 2 will always be the level 60 character. It's just how they're displayed that will get a bit fucky. Let's say you want to have, if you say you want them to both respect their individual slots and have the individual icons for each of their slots. To do this, it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Because in these files, which we can't see right now because they're .sav files, inside you can see, or basically how these files works is when they're created with data encoded into the file that says which slot they are. So whenever you load up, for example, this one number 2, even though it's in the second slot, the file thinks it's the first slot, so it's going to display on the first slot, even though the first slot's this character right here. To change this, we're going to need a hex editor. That sounds scary. It's not, trust me. It sounds way scarier than it is, but it's not. So download HexD. The reason I chose HexD is because it's what Reddit said was good. And it worked. It got the job done. We're going to go open, and then we're going to find on our desktop, it should be in here. We have our merged file, and we're going to change the data for saved character 2. So we're going to open up this one. And then all you need, this looks like a lot of shit. It looks very scary. It's not. All you have to do is Control F, save data, and then search all. Now we're going to look through this list at the bottom here, this one right here, and find anything that says save data -1. So for example, this one says save data -1. We're going to highlight this. Don't backspace it, highlight it, because if you backspace it, it's going to cause a whole bunch of issues with the configuration of the file. Don't backspace it, select it, and just click 2. And then save. And we're going to scroll down. There should be a second one towards the bottom, right here. Save data. 2. Save. And then we're going to do that again. So this is save data to character 1. We're going to open, save data to character 2. This is the backup. This is the original. This is the edited version. This is the original. So we're going to open up number 2. We're going to do the same thing. Save data, search all, find where it says 1, double click on it, highlight 2, save, scroll down, double click on that, save data 2, highlight 2, save, close. That's all you have to do. It sounds a lot more like scary than it is, but it's not really that scary. And these are the backups in case you fuck up. And you've also got your backups over here, which you did not touch if you followed my instructions. Now, all we have to do is take those existing slots and drag and drop them into here. So we're going to grab this one, everything but the back files. The back files we leave here. And then we'll replace the file in that destination, and that'll work. Now, to get, for a thing to appear, you can't just drop a file in. You'd have to have an existing save there already. So what I would recommend is before you do any of this, create a backup of your existing, we already have a backup of our existing Steam files. So the Steam files are in here. These are the backups. What we're going to do is we're literally just going to delete everything in this file beforehand. Delete everything in this file beforehand. That way it's just like, it's an empty slot, and I'm going to create 2 new slots. Or you can just override existing slots. But basically, for every save file, you have to do this as well. So for example, if we want a third character, we'd have to rename that character to save data 3, character 1, and save data 3, character 2. And then inside the actual hex editing software we just used, instead of changing the 1 to a 2, we change it to a 3. Or if, in the case if it's a number 2 slot that you want to make a number 3 slot, you change it from 2 to 3. Or if it's a 3 to 1, then change it from 3 to 1. There should be 2 instances of that character, that save data tag in both of the files. So you only need to change 2 numbers in each file. And now once we've dragged and dropped everything over, it'll just work. So let's boot up Lies of P real quick. All right, now that we're in, we're going to click load, and we're going to ignore this one. We're going to load up the slot. It doesn't say that it's the correct one. We're going to double click on it, and it should just work. Otherwise, I fucked this whole thing up. Load it in. There we go. This is my New Game Plus character. So we're going to quickly close out of this one. Settings, exit, title screen. Now, when you get in, you may freak out and be like, oh, it's not displaying the correct ones. Once you load them in, it'll display the correct ones, as you can see. Load this one up. This one's already displaying the correct one because this is what I had it as before. Like, I was overriding a save with an identical save. But yeah, this one just worked. Actually, this one's a little bit earlier. I played a little bit after this particular save last night. So, we've managed to move everything over successfully. And when you like load in, it may say level 10 if it's a fresh character, or if you're overriding something else, it'll say what it originally was. But once you load into the character, it will fix itself. The only thing that will cause issues is, so for example, here's my level 120 character, here's my level 60 character. If we hadn't have done the hex edit, this slot would still be the level 120 character, this slot would still be level 62 character. However, whenever I loaded up this slot, it would display as the first slot. Whenever I load up this slot, it would display as this slot. So I boot up this slot. When I exit the main menu, this will be displayed as level 62, 7 hours, 45 minutes, but this will still be slot 2. Like, clicking on this one will still open up the level 62 character, and this one will still open up the level 120 character. So you don't have to save edit. However, it makes your life a bit easier. So I hope that was somewhat made sense. I try to make it make as much sense as I possibly could. If you have any further questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good rest of your day.